For me, being an artist, it's using your heart and speaking through what comes through the heart. So the types of art that I make, they vary. Recently, I've been doing a lot in acrylics, but pencil, pastels, dirt, sand, you name it. I just like to get creative and play because that's when I feel really connected to my heart. When you see a piece of work, there's no words. You just absorb it. It brings out emotions and feelings that maybe you didn't even know you had. Art has a way of speaking its own language, and you can get a vibe. You can truly see into someone's soul through one painting. The theme of embracing our differences is all about diversity. This exhibit speaks to me so much. One of my favorite portraits is Opal Lee. When I first saw Opal Lee by Sabrina Kleiza, it spoke straight to my heart because this is what diversity is. It's seeing an amazing mentor like Opal Lee. Our future children, they deserve to see powerful women, images of modern day heroes. I love how Embracing Our Differences is in 4 different locations, 2 in Ypsilanti, 2 in Ann Arbor. It's so important to show the wider community of the importance of art. I think with this exhibit, it encourages artists to submit works around embracing our differences. And truly, what does that mean to you as an artist? There's so many different ways that you can express how you embrace differences, and just tap into that. Have your feelings, your emotions show up on that canvas, and that's what we want to see.
I'm not just an artist. I see myself as an educator. I wasn't into art. I didn't take art classes in school. But when I was exposed to it, then I found out that I was kind of gifted in it. One of the biggest things with me in terms of an artist, I don't just stay in one medium. That's one of my particular problems. They say I'm jack of all trades, but master of none. But because I'm a visually oriented person, I can see something and get drawn to it. One of the things that I saw, it was called Princess, and her name is Zakiya Newell. First of all, it was a beautiful portrait drawing. What really struck me is when I read what the person had said, because they said they were artistic. And I've never thought that an artistic person could be able to draw like that. And that's one of the things that I think was the beauty of those billboards. It brings out all kinds of conversation. You talking about motivation? You show kids and then you take them and let them see a billboard of their piece up there. That's so much pride. I graduated in 1964, and I guess a lot of people have known me as a nerd or whatever, but no one would have ever thought I'd be where I'm at now. I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of people, and it wasn't just my mother that pushed me through there. There were a lot of good teachers. I can name them, that had such an impact on my life. You have an obligation as an instructor, not just because of the show, but to make sure these kids understand that the best way for us to grow as a country, as people, is to be inclusive, more diverse, being able to communicate with other folks. Get these kids started. Put the information out there. Not every kid's gonna wanna do it, but those that might want to do it, let them do it, because they never know where they'll go with it. And you'll never know what will spark that one kid. The biggest thing I tell people, if you're a teacher, that's what you do. Put it out there and try to set off these sparks.
Primarily, I think about working with visual and written language. Like, how do those things overlap, and how can we use language What I do is bring strategy and intention to creative work. So whether we're helping a nonprofit figure out how their values are expressed in the world and what that looks like on their website or in a brochure or through their logo, through the type that they use or their colors, it's all about having a deep understanding of what needs to be communicated and then being creative and intentional and sensitive to language. The piece that really engaged me from the very start is by Robin Wilt and Ellen Wilt. And I'm really interested in this because it's a collaboration between a mother and a daughter. And I became really fascinated by the shape of the opening in the fence. You know, there was something so interesting to me about fences becoming gates, becoming portals. There was a lot to think about in that piece. Like it's lingered with me and I continue to think about it. One of the most powerful things about embracing our differences is that it encourages everybody to create. It's a really accessible project. Every person comes with their unique brain and their unique hands, and as a juror, I'm really interested in seeing how that expresses itself. This is not an easy or superficial challenge. I want people to really ideally go deep into it. I want to see big ideas that are genuine, that come from people's personal experiences, from reading that they've done, from questions that they have. Be meaningful and create something that is meaningful, and that will be powerful. This project is also a challenge for teachers in how they are going to frame it for their students. And I hope that every teacher introduces this project in a way that can be like personally juicy for every student. We're inviting the whole community to create artwork, any size, any medium. We're asking that people provide it as a digital file that's high resolution. And we want to make sure that people create things that are horizontal so they fit on these large banners.
I went to art school at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, where by day I was training to be a classic oil painter, and at night me and my roommates were out in the train yards doing graffiti and graphic arts and things like that. I'm known as a very graphic, colorful, wild style artist. I believe the importance of art for me personally is to inspire. When I'm putting up a piece or something like that, when kids walk by, I remember myself walking by and being inspired, and I think to myself every time I look outside of my eye and I think, oh yeah, kid, you know, that's the future right there. I think it's very important, this project, Embracing Our Differences, because it's opening a conversation. Through art, there's a common ground that we can speak and say what we need to say. Olivia Rojo's piece really stood out, called Opening Paths. It was an illustration of a young lady skateboarding. It says, "Women's rights are rights," written on it, and many different languages, which I thought was really cool. And when you see it large in public like that, it makes a statement. And you never know about a mural like that because it can impact people's lives years down the road. I would encourage students to participate in this project in Embracing Our Differences, especially if you have kids that you notice that are maybe struggling a little more, looking for something, an opportunity. This is a great confidence booster. Seeing your work up in large format will do so much to a student's confidence. Just seeing yourself represented, different diversities represented up on these billboards in different sizes, this will definitely spark exactly what my art is about, which is inspiration. So the call for art is mid-January, so get those pieces in. We'd love to see the cool art and different ideas coming from you guys. This year it's going to be even bigger and better. There's going to be more entries, even more diverse. And so teachers, get the call out to your students. Students, give us your best work, and I look forward to seeing it.